Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with podcast number 244 with Pablo Cro on ticker trending, MK, and more. We'll get into life. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super chat button down below. So, Mr. Pablo Cro, thank you so much for coming on. We didn't take too much finagling to get this done because you have shows on what days?
Tuesdays, we do live streams on Tuesdays nights, and then we do X Spaces usually on Friday nights. Unless
Nice.
unless it's just one of those days we're like, we're taking the whole weekend off. You know what I mean?
I've had plenty of those, the infamous 4 and 5 day weekends, especially it's a holiday weekend, so I feel like a lot of people are doing that.
Exactly. You know, we're gonna have a Easter weekend, so you know that those get busy.
Yeah. Is that so I see a tiger in the background. Is that like a Life of Pi thing? Is that what is that?
It is it just says mindset is everything. Check it out.
Oh, I'm guessing it's a tiger looking at himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, it's a little tiger looking at himself.
Oh, it's a little one looking at a big one. I love that stuff.
Yep.
So
That's
what we have here, we had met on it was a space that was co-hosted by, I forget how I got in there. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was a space with Crimson. She was talking about SHIRO or SHIRO.
Oh, SHIRO, yeah.
Yeah, SHIRO. That's what she was.
That's how it was. And we'll go over yours a quick background on me. I've never really gotten to meme coins until recently, and even now, the only meme coins I've really invested in are stuff that are backed by businesses, stuff that has like actual revenues coming in, and they have a business attached to it.
Yeah.
In this crazy world that we call life, were you always into investing, or were you into like collecting first? It became investing. How did you get into this realm?
Oh man, it goes back like a whole lifetime. You know what I mean? Like,
tell me the story,
man. Well, first of all, like I was born in Mexico, right? I came to the U.S. at 5 years old, so I was an immigrant. My mom was an immigrant.
Same.
And when we came here, obviously, you know, while we spoke with Spanish, and you know, she didn't know anybody. We had zero family in the U.S., like zero. So you know, she had to grind her whole life, being a single mom and all that crazy stuff that comes with it. And watching her, you know, like going through the struggles of life, whether it's, you know, picking up aluminum cans or, you know, cutting people grass or whatever the hell she was doing. She was always hustling her way through life. And I think a lot of people can relate.
Oh, did we lose him? I wonder if he's gone or if it's, oh, there you are. Oh yeah, you said struggling the whole life and then you cut off.
Yeah, so you know, we all have those parents, right? That we witnessed them, like the struggle all the way growing up, and yeah, after watching her, I kind of have that same mentality with life in general, and you know, with sports and everything. After high school, I actually I was a dropout, which is kind of funny to talk about, especially now since I've been retired for 4 years.
Yes,
but you know what I mean. But like after being a dropout in high school, I got into welding, and that was kind of my career. I just walk in one day into a welding shop, and I asked them for a job, and they hired me on the spot without any experience. And then after that, I was like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing. So I started traveling the country, started doing all these things related to welding.
What year was that?
What year when I started the welding thing?
Yeah,
I think it was now that I think about it, I think it was like 2008.
Okay.
Literally when the whole thing was happening, right?
Yeah.
But you know, when you're young, you don't pay attention to economics. You don't really give a shit about any of that stuff. So after doing that for a while, I actually went and started my own welding company. And I was actually very successful in the welding company. I was actually able to take it to like $1 million plus a year and gross revenue. So it was a very successful business. I had employees, had all this stuff going on. But in the meantime of doing the traditional American dream of, you know, starting your own business, I got involved with network marketing. And through network marketing is where I fell into Bitcoin. And that was around 2015. I fell into Bitcoin by accident. Somebody dragged me into this fucking room, and there was like 20, 30 people there talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was like $500 at the time. And they were like, yeah, just buy a Bitcoin and it's the future and all this crap. And I'm like, what are we doing? What is this? Like, so who do I give the money to? You know what I mean? But you got to give it to this exchange. Oh, and they keep my money? Yeah, but then you get this Bitcoin that you hold. And then what do I do with the Bitcoin that I bought? Nothing. It's the future. So you do nothing. You just hold it. And where do I hold it? Oh, no, they hold it for you. Okay, what the fuck is this? So it sounds very fishy, right? It sounds like a 100% a scam, like 100% a scam. But I was hungry, bro. Like at that point in life, it's like I already did a career. I already started a welding company. I was already involved in network marketing, doing the whole millionaire mindset, Robert Kiyosaki, all this crap. You know what I'm talking about? So I was already there. So I was like, well, shit. What's $500 to buy this coin? So I bought a Bitcoin, and I witnessed it go from $500 to thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's when I really got intrigued with crypto, man. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. This could be huge. And I started like getting real serious right after that. And I got serious after the 2017 bull run, which I end up, obviously riding it all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, like most people do on their first bull run, But here we are.
So you wound up getting it, said like heck it, and then a few years later in 2017, it went nuts. I think like 17, 18 grand, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was there any other tokens at that? I know at that time there wasn't a ton. Did you get into like Litecoin or Ripple or did I think the first NFTs were out there at that time, like CryptoPunks?
No, I didn't get to any of that. Like I was just like welding company, Bitcoin, right? That's all I cared about. That's all I was doing. But in 2018, I will never forget. In 2018, December of 2018 is when I got into Cro. And that's kind of where my whole name came about. In December 2018. Cro was under a penny at the time. And that's when I started. I was running my welding company, but I still had my 401k that I had from all those years of working, right? So what I did is I cashed out my 401k, the whole fucking thing, like the whole thing. They gave me like 40 grand or close to 40 grand, which was pretty good after taking that 40%, hit, so I still got like 40 grand. And I took all that money and I put it on Cro, like the whole thing, just the whole thing under a penny. And I just sat there and I waited and waited and waited and waited. And I bought some Ethereum as well. And then I waited and waited and waited. And then 2021 came in. And well, we know what happened in 2021. Cro hit like 95 cents, whatever it was. And, when you bought $40,000 under a penny and it goes to almost $1, it's life-changing, man. Yeah. It's life-changing. And then after that, I started my YouTube channel. I closed my welding company, and I focus on crypto ever since as a content creator and now a developer.
There was a buddy of mine, name is Rayfax, that has a we'll get to that, Carlos. We'll get to that. We got a bunch of people chilling, which is fine. We love that.
It's cool. It's what we do, man.
This guy named Rayfax, and at the time when we met in 2020, we got in this thing called Earth 2. And I was talking about, I was just talking about Tesla, Pokemon cards, and then Earth 2 got into the metaverse. And he told me to get into CRO. And I think at the time it was maybe like 8 cents. And I was like, I wasn't really too much into crypto. I was just really getting into the metaverse and then slowly NFTs. And then by the time I really got into crypto, it was, it was already like 50 cents or so. Yeah. And I was like, okay. I don't know if he's still, if he trades it or if he still has some from back in the day, but I know he made a killing on it. I don't know if he got in as early as you did. I don't think he did. I think he got in 2020, but yeah, that's a big one. Every time I see that, I was like, reminds me of him.
Yeah, Cro was crazy because
What was it about Cro that made you go like, oh, this is different?
well, obviously Ethereum came out first, right, before
Mhm.
Cro, but even though I mingle a little bit with ETH, it didn't really like blew my mind. It wasn't like mind blowing. But when Cro came out, and I was like, bro, crypto.com, even years down the road, 10 years, 20 years, the name crypto will be huge. So everybody's going to Google crypto. And the first thing that will always pop out will be crypto.com, right? That was my mentality. So I didn't really knew much about what the fuck Chris was doing at the time with, crypto.com at the time. I didn't really know enough, but I put all that money into the brand, into the name, because I was like, the brand alone will blow up. It will blow up just because it's crypto.com. I don't even know what Chris is doing, but the name alone is a multi-gazillionaire, billionaire, gazillionaire name. And that's really what it was. And the fact that it turned out to be bigger than I originally thought it would, it became amazing. Everything started happening when the Staples Center stuff took over. Became the crypto arena, and you started seeing crypto.com on UFC fights, and it was just like it was just one of those, that you sensed it early enough, and it just worked out.
Awesome. So you said you still have a big bag of that. In obviously in 2021, being able to cash out and then learning cycles. What were some of the tokens you got into in this last bear market over the last few years?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. Well, first of all, I did make some money on Dogecoin. I did buy Dogecoin during the last bull cycle. I did buy Dogecoin, not obviously as much as I did with Cro, but I bought Dogecoin, Shiba, and I made a killing with Saitama. Do you remember Saitama?
Vaguely, yeah. I asked me a question about it. I'll have no idea, but I do remember it.
I was literally one of the first people in the Telegram group. There was like nobody there. Like I was just there. You know what I mean? Saitama was probably one of my first Uniswap purchases, which is crazy because now there's millions of them, but at the time you just had Shiba Inu or you had Saitama, right? So I bought Saitama and then it blew up and went to like 7 billion, whatever it was. So I turned like $1,500 into hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is fucking crazy, right? And then from Saitama, I jump into a Shinobi. Do you remember Shinobi Shinja?
I don't know if I saw it probably, but
yeah. Same thing happened with Shinobi. They had all these zeros. Everybody was bullish. We bought it. Same thing. Put a couple $1,000, turned into hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then I jump into Volt Inu. I don't know if you heard of Volt Inu.
Yes.
But Volt Inu, I was literally I'm probably the oldest holder besides the developer today. You know what I mean? I used to hold a lot of Volt. But at the time, I think I bought Volt under 100K market cap, and it ran to like, God, how much? 200 million, I think it was. So it was another sender. So I had like 3 major senders right after I took profits from Cro, right? Which was crazy because after I got out of Cro, I was like, I'm down for the cycle. We're just gonna mingle a little bit with meme coins, and then I end up like mingling with the right meme coins that fucking went crazy, right? Okay. And like people can go back on my channel on my YouTube and watch all those early videos of all these projects. But after that, I kind of like just kind of went my own route and started launching my own, my own token and started developing my own stuff. But today, as a holder of other coins that are not mine, I'm invested in quite a few meme coins. Like for example, Peanut. I hold Peanut.
There's a few of those though, right?
Yep, I have a few squirrel tokens. I have I have Speedy. I don't know if you heard of Speedy the turtle. I hold Speedy. I hold some dog tokens as well, quite a few. Pop Dog, for example. And I hold a lot of, like, as far as blue chips, I hold a lot of ADA. I love ADA. I know everybody's like so mad at ADA, but dude, that thing's gonna go to like $6. Watch this cycle. So I have a lot of ADA. I still have a lot of Cro. I I just left myself with like a million Cro, just because if it goes back to $1, I want to say round trip it to the bottom and round trip it to the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
So
course.
I got about a million Cro VeChain, a whole lot of VeChain. You like VeChain?
Oh, I was just giving the thumbs up to the Carlos was saying daCAT's #1 on ticker trending.
Oh,
and
nice.
we'll get into ticker trending after this.
Yeah, we will for sure. I hold a lot of VeChain, Cro, ADA, Ethereum, and Bitcoin as far as my blue chips go. So
Sweet.
obviously my own token, meme link.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Yeah. So in all of this, when did you decide to become a dev, and when did you decide to get on ticker trending? How did you go in and create that?
Well, after Volt Inu, after having so many wins, you know what I mean? After having so many wins, you eventually got to lose, right?
Yeah.
And then after Volt Inu, I kind of went on a fucking rug pull after rug pull fucking phenomena, right? I literally score over 100 rug pulls in a matter of months, right? Probably lost a good solid 100K between all the rug pulls, which is quite a bit of money if you really think about it. You know, it's quite a bit of money. And I mean, it didn't put a dent on my wallet, but it's still like psychological. I'm like, dude, I used to make like 50K a year. That's 2 years of somebody's fucking, you know, like salary. So it's a lot of money. After that, that's when I was like, okay, you know, I've been in the game for a long time, since 2015. I have made a lot of money. I have lost a lot of money. I kind of know what the space needs. So I might as well turn into, you know, the developing world. I'm already docs. I've been a YouTuber since 21. So what's there to worry about? You know, we will learn as we go. And it's been great, man. It's been great. I think jumping into the development world, it's not as easy as being an investor, obviously, because an investor, you just get pissed off. You can just leave. You know what I mean? But when you're a developer, you get pissed off. You can't leave. It's your project. It's just like, what do you do? You know, it's kind of hard. And even if you want to, you can. You just got to keep on going and going and going. And it costs a lot of money. You have a brand new idea. Let's say you come up with a brand new idea. NFTs, for example. You were talking about NFTs. Well, now you got to spend all of this money to create the NFTs and hope that somebody buys them, right? So it's just one of those things. So being a developer becomes more of an investment long term than an investment cashing out short term. If that makes sense. But yeah, it's been great, man. I actually like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to build stuff for the industry to set me free.
So the first, and we have a couple of them, but the first one was meme linked. Everyone keeps talking about that. So tell us a little bit about the meme linked token and how the idea came about and how and how it works.
Okay. Well, meme link is actually going to be a social media platform. And the idea came as a long time ago. Elon said, whoever controls the memes controls the world, right? He said that all years ago. So at that time, I was thinking like, imagine a social media platform that you can have as many memes as you want, where you can have meme coins without getting suspended, without getting, you know, banned, without, you know, where people can shield all day long without getting shadow banned, without getting their accounts kicked out, all these things. So I started putting the things together. I was like, what if there was a place like that? And I was like, well, what if I make that place? I have money, I have resources, I have connections. I could make a social media that does that. And as of today, MemeLink is a native token to everything I do. So if I make money in tickertrending.com, it comes back to MemeLink as well, because we only have one coin, which is MemeLink. Tickertrending.com is a platform that brings in revenue, but MemeLink is the social media. It's the foundation that we're going to push. Now, right now in MemeLink, we have about 30 beta testers, which we're already in beta testing, which is fucking amazing, right? These guys are daily posting videos, they're posting GIFs, they're posting memes, they're interacting with each other's comments, and they're doing all these things as we're developing the version 1 of MemeLink, which I believe that is going to go live probably towards the end of May to the public.
Oh, soon.
Yeah, so it's gonna, and it's so underground, like hardly anybody knows about it. I mean,
Yeah.
a few hundred people, a few thousand people know about it, not that many. So once we go live with Meme Link, everybody is going to be able to create an account. Now, the beautiful thing about Meme Link that is powered by blockchain technology, which no social media does that. So what happens is, for example, do you have a Discord? Do you have a Discord? Or you have an X, right? For example.
Yeah.
So you can connect your X to your Meme Link, and Meme Link will generate a DeFi wallet for you.
Okay.
So it automatically, as soon as you connect your X to Meme Link, it'll generate a wallet. It will create a wallet. In that wallet, you're going to be able to use it to deposit money, pay for verifications, pay for marketing, pay for subscriptions, whatever you want with that wallet, or you're going to be able to just use regular debit card fiat. But we're actually going to front run X as far as cryptocurrency with social media. And the whole thing is built around crypto, the whole thing.
And you said it's going to be available to the public by the end of May, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But is there like they're beta testers now? I'm guessing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Could you get me into that?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be interesting. I like going to new platforms and seeing like what's up. Like, have you ever heard of Dilemma?
Dilemma? No.
It's
Never.
This kid from I think the Michigan State. He's like a student, but he created this app called Dilemma, and he's just like, what if there was an app specifically for like a question? So there's this guy, actually Ben K's the actual CEO, but it's 2 a.m. I feel like watching TV. You know, what should I watch? And then usually there's just two choices, but in this one there's a bunch. So I made an account, and so it's a lot of college kids. I mean, they're adults, but I feel like they're still relatively sheltered. And I feel like it's pretty easy to get popular on there because if you know the audience of what they're like, all you have to do is just be like, "Oh, guys, I'm trying to work on my anxiety. Should I have the pizza man like call me when he gets here, or just have him leave it by the door? I don't have enough spoon energy left." And like just certain posts like that about like anxiety and stuff that like the Gen Z stuff really struggles with. Stuff like that can blow up. And there's like 10,000 users on here, so there's not a lot. But if that like takes off and suddenly, you have 10 million users and then you become super popular on there, that's what I kind of like to do now, like for fun. So if Meme Link happens where everyone loves memes and it becomes super popular, I feel like if you get in there early, obviously there's a chance to go viral there, and then also maybe the chance for revenues down the line if it goes up.
Exactly. One thing that we are doing that I think people are gonna love, we added a leaderboard. So anybody that interacts the most with you, that puts you in a leaderboard, and people can see your account all day, every day, right? So it's gonna have a tracker for who has the most interactions, all these things. It's gonna be such a different concept because in X you have to minimize your shilling. You have to minimize it to a point because if you shield too much, then you get banned, you get suspended, and then even if you pay for premium for a year, you still get suspended, right? So Meme Link is going to come in and say, look, man, we don't care what the hell you guys do. You guys can shield all fucking day. Like, go ahead, knock yourself out, because that's what we want. We want people to just come in and just love it and just do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun, man. I think people are going to really like it just because of the fact that that you can pay subscriptions with crypto, which makes it really cool.
Yeah. I think me and the daCAT fam will be able to have fun with this.
I think so too. I like those guys. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, number one on TikTok. So what do you know about daCAT?
Well, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but because of we go through so many coins that I memorize so many things that I can mess them up. But I believe that it's the same team that was connected with Grumpy Cat that ran to about 30 million market cap, roughly. The team is very experienced. They know what they're doing. They have a nice network of people that work with them all the time. So they've been around for a while too. So that tells me that long term, one thing about cat tokens, like when it's cat season, they blow up. They fucking blow up because I remember buying a coin called Kitty Inu. I don't know if you ever bought it, but it was called Kitty Inu. That's it, Kitty Inu. That's it. That was the name. I joined the Telegram, and all we did in this Telegram was drop cat memes. That's it. Just cat memes all fucking day. That's all we did. We go in there, just cat, 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 and it ran to 100 million, and it was just cat memes. They never listed on exchanges. They never did anything. It was just cat memes, and it ran. And there was so many cat tokens that did the same. So it's gonna be big.
Yeah. So I guess before I get really into the cat, I'd have to. Do you know what VeVe is?
BB?
Yeah.
No, what is that?
They're a digital collectibles platform, and they started in like late 2020, where the big thing was that they had like the Batman license, where the first Batman on the blockchain was on VeVe. The first several Batman on the blockchain were on VeVe, and then they just became about the licenses. They have no like original IP themselves, but they do have for Superman, Spider-Man, and back in the day it was like Powerpuff Girls and Adventure Time, like all these different things. So the licenses were really good. And when they first came out, the token did like a little blip, like the OMI token did a little blip. Then it didn't really do anything for months until like Logan Paul shilled it, and then a whole bunch of people shilled it, and then it did like 1,000x in like 3 weeks. And then there are people that had bought like at the top that had, they had $10,000 worth of OMI, and now it's worth $230 because the bear market just punished the heck out of it, as it did most tokens. But they're still doing several $100,000 per month in gross revenues. And the reason I bring that up is because they're high-end digital collectibles, they're NFTs. It's still one, again, even in this horrendous bear market, still doing hundreds of thousands per month. And daCAT is going to be on VeVe via their comic curator program. I'm right. The first one's written. The second one is almost done as well. But we just having the issues of having the artist go in and do everything, and that takes some time. But they're going to be like the first meme token that's going to be on there. We're actually going to have some revenues from that. And that's going to be, so I own the daCAT IP now, like that it is mine. And this is my baby, and I'm going to, I will have to be either like dead or completely incapacitated, but I will, this is my project for the rest of my life. And if I think it'll work, especially because it'll be attached to a business with revenues, but it might not. So that's the whole daCAT people here. They've given me a lot of trust. So I love them. And yeah, we'll still be on ticker trending all the time. We'll do especially going to be on Meme Link because obviously, memes are great and we're cats.
I love the cat memes, bro. Favorite
Have
meme.
you gotten into any NFTs?
I haven't got, well, I did in 2021. I was buying a fucking ton of NFTs just because it was like the cool thing to do, right? It was a cool thing to do, just buy NFTs. I don't even know why we bought them, but we bought them. As of now, for the last couple of years, I haven't really bought anything now as far as NFTs, but I still hold quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that secret rare Spider-Man they have on VeVe that went up to like 100K. I think the max that somebody actually bought it was like 80,000. And now it's like a couple $1,000s. The Darth Vader was never in like a bull market, but that still went up to like 2,800, $3,000, and it's like $200 now. So there's just a bunch of stuff that's probably a good buy, but I'm just a big believer in the token because again, it's been so punished. Let's do. I want to see how you react to some of these things. Have you heard of DEVVE?
DEVVE? Is that a coin as well?
Yes, it is a token. Well, it's going to be an exchange at the end of this year, but it's a token.
I think you mentioned it before.
Oh yeah, on the thing. So it's a layer 1 blockchain, 8 million transactions per second. They also have an exchange coming out later this year where you are not going to have to give up custody of your crypto in order to trade. Like it connects to your wallet, and then which is absolutely bananas.
That's awesome because trusting exchanges with all your funds is kind of scary. There's been a couple of times myself where I literally took me weeks to get 100K out of an exchange. You know what I mean?
That is scary.
It was rough. I had to like do Zoom meetings with the exchange agent to prove my identity. Like they put a lot of loops when it comes to a lot of money. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, they told me twice. They were just like, "Hey, your funds are frozen until we," because it's I put a lot of money in there, and they're like, "This is, where's this money coming from?" It's like, it's my bank account, bro. And like, where did you get this money from? I was like, from work. I work.
I got a job. There's people that work outside of crypto. It's crazy, guys.
Yeah. So I had to give him like 3 years of tax returns, and I was like, no, like I've had money for like a while. Like you can see these deposits, you can see these tax returns. Like it's legit. They're not like cash deposits. You can't trace them. Like, anyway, they had to go through like give him like my firstborn but it happened twice. And I was like, oh, that was rough. But anyway, for the DEVVE, I really like that. Again, you don't have to give up the custody. Are you investing in anything right now? Because we're at like, I don't want to say bottom. We're still in a bull market, but a lot of people are saying that we bottomed. We're waiting for that blow off top. We're waiting for that banana zone. Are your bags packed, or are you always looking to continue adding?
Well, I always like to leave about 100K just in case I like something a lot.
Yeah.
And I used to keep that even throughout the bull run. Like I'll keep it in a stable coin, which is people are like, why? Just put it somewhere. Like, nah, you got to have a little bit of dry powder because you never know what could happen. You could wake up tomorrow. It could be World War III for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you could have everything dumped 99%. You know what I mean? Like you just never know. So yeah, I always have dry powder ready for action.
Did you try to trade Mantra the other day when it went down like 90 something? No, didn't get in. Why not? Why did that not pique your interest?
Well, because I saw what happened with Luna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people that bought the dump on Luna end up getting stuck with their investment, even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and honestly, like I'm at the point where I trade like logically, like super peaceful. I don't trade based on emotion anymore because I've done it for so long that I can just go and jump in on the leverage and make money.
Yeah.
I do a lot of leverage trading. Like for example, when was it? Like 2 days ago, where Jeremy Powell was talking about the interest rates and all this, and he was kind of having that bearish meeting, right?
Yeah. That was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that yesterday? That
Yeah.
feels like fucking ever. But I short in the market, right? I put like 5K on a short, and it turned to $7,000 like within minutes, and I was like, well, okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
So it's like when you make money in crypto and you understand the market and their emotions and how they're going to react to every little thing, then you can kind of know which direction the market will go, even if it's for a few minutes. And when you have dry powder, you can always like bet on that one emotion, and you can always make money. So yeah, I don't rush anything. If I really like the coin, if I really like what they're doing, then I just buy it just based on them.
Yeah. My three biggest bags. So we talked about Omi, talked about DEVVE. The other one was Definity. Did you hear about Ripple buying prime broker Hidden Road for 1.25 billion?
Yes.
What did you make of that? About that type of acquisition for that large a number?
I didn't really make much of it. I just heard it and I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever that is. But it's just like with Ripple, man, I've been hearing about Ripple and XRP for years and years and years. That it's like, I've been here so long hearing about Ripple that when a news pops out about Ripple, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I remember my friend Dean telling me to buy it at like $2.25, like 2017, and I think it's like what is it right now?
Like $2.20 something cents.
It's gotta be like the same.
Yeah.
What the heck is it? Yeah, $2.06. So it was like 8 years later. Yeah, I would. I mean, they had the SEC on them for a long time, so that obviously makes sense. But damn, they didn't have the SEC.
It was running, bro. Like XRP would have went to. It probably would. I wouldn't want to be crazy and like a moon boy, but I felt like it almost would have flipped Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like it was gonna do it because of what it was doing right at the time. But as soon as the SEC thing came in, it just dark days happened for years.
Bad times. And now, like, thankfully, I feel like nobody really has to worry about the SEC anymore, unless they're actually doing something illegal. It's like clear sailing from here on out.
Well, I mean, if the president can launch a meme coin, then we're all pretty much good after that.
Bro, it was like a week ago, where it wasn't, was it ETH? He said something, and then 10 minutes later, he announced the 90-day tariff pause, and then shit just rocketed. And if that's not insider trading, then yeah, we're good. Everything's fine.
Yeah, people can say it wasn't, but like, dude, think about you being the president, right? You knowing the market for years and years, right? And you're like, I could put a long right now, 5 million on this long, and then can pause tariffs. You know what that would do? You start thinking like that, right? You start thinking like that. Like, how do I take care of my wife and children for generations? Well, we make some money in the market. That's how we do it.
Yeah. And like the brilliance of it is he says that he wants to introduce a bill to ban Congress from trading. So it looks like he's tough on that. The insider trading. I was like, oh, that's so brilliant. That's so good.
Well, if he does that, well, think about this. You do that after you make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Right? You do it after and you're good. You're like, well, hey, I didn't approve this shit.
Not even mad. Yeah, like, I don't like I hate Nancy Pelosi, but I don't blame her for making money. Like, what would you do with that position? Like, yeah, okay, of course.
Bro, like, who doesn't want to be in a Telegram with all the inside information?
Bro. So have you ever had, and I know like your show, like, do you interview other like CEOs of like these other companies that come on, and then after they come on, when you talk off camera, they're like, bro, I couldn't tell you this, but blah, blah, blah. So I feel like so I feel like that happens all the time. And obviously my big ones are DEVVE, DFINITY, and OMI because of those reasons. What are so like obviously you have CRO. What were some of the other ones that you had, like the winners?
Volt Inu was one of them. Like,
that was a big one.
Like when I got involved, like it was already down like 95%. Like, because it was launch day. At launch, a pump, I went to like 1 million and it dumped to like 50K, whatever it was. I reach out to the developers, like, bro, like, I like the name. I like the brand. It's a lightning bolt. I mean, shit, what more do you need? It's full send, Michael Saylor fucking energy, right? And I was like, dude, I'll help you build this empire. That's what I told him. And he's like, all right, cool. So we basically had like a verbal partnership at the time. And I knew everything like ahead of time, and it was just, it's so hard to hold all this information in from all these people. I knew when the next exchange was coming, what it was called, all that stuff, right? And it's crazy, bro. It's crazy because you know what it's gonna do to the chart at the moment. You're like, when this comes, I know where this is going. See what I mean? And it will do it every time.
So my gift to, and I tell people here like this, like, hey, like DEVVE has this huge partnership, and I don't know when I don't know when they're going to announce it. There's like, but when they announce it, it's going to get a bunch of eyes on the token. Or when DFINITY, I finally got the CEO to release like a ballpark area of how much they're doing each month, and he's like, well, we're adding, well into the 6 figures to our P&L each month, and he wasn't exact with it, but he says that by summer they'll be doing like 1 million added to their P&L each month. And the token's worth like $3.5 million. And it's like, it's such a stupid undervalued thing. So me and my friends have like 8% of the supply, and we're gonna get more because it's so undervalued.
Okay, crazy. Yeah, man. Like when you're in the inner circle of a coin, like you're in the inner circle, you're looking around at everybody else like, dude, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots, bro. Just buy this shit. This thing's gonna moon, and nobody listens. Like, nobody listens. Like, well, all right, well, I'll not to tell you. Don't be mad when it does 2500x.
Yeah.
and then buy the top, and they get mad at the person that told you a year ago to buy it.
Fair warning, guys. Like the Omi and DEVVE will not do a 2500X. They'll do a couple 100X probably. Definity might do a 2500X, but Definity is a little. That's a $3.5 million market cap.
Well, it's already millions, you know.
Yeah, I get. So I don't know about you, but I'm a little crazy, and I want to get really weird this bull cycle. So I told the DeCat peeps, like when we reach a $10 million market cap, I'll sell some DeCat. I'll get a DeCat tattoo. And then I told the SHIRO peeps, I was like, when y'all reach a $1 million market cap, or I'm sorry, $100 million market cap, I'll get a SHIRO tattoo. And they are at 10 million right now. So 10x is not that hard to do. Like it's could happen pretty easily. So
yes.
So I told him, like, yeah, this is what I'll do. And I've done this for like, and DEVVE, I think when they reach like, I think when they reach like $30, I'll get a DEVVE tattoo. Have you made any declarations of like if Vault Inu reaches a certain price point, you'll get tattoos?
Oh man, dude, with Volt Inu, I was so like there. Like I went to NASDAQ and I was a representative. I did a whole TV show interview thing. Like I was traveling the country. I was going to events. I was doing so much, right? But eventually I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing, man? I'm supposed to be retired. Like, why am I traveling for a coin, right? So as far as that, that's about as deep as I got with another coin, besides obviously launching my own and doing my own thing. With Cro was different, bro. Cro was like just bought. I just shut the fuck up and I just waited to get rich. That's all it was. You know what I mean? I was not involved.
I will. So I should also mention SHIRO sponsors the channel. Definity sponsors, like all these places sponsor the channel. I'm an affiliate of VeVe. But again, that's like they made me affiliates and they sponsor the channel because I talk about their token. Like I don't talk about their token because they paid me to. I enjoy it, and then we come out with this deal. So yeah, love stuff like that. On the daCAT comic, so we got like Crappy Bird to join, we got Sharby to join, we got Chaos on the Chains to join, and Chaos on the Chains isn't even a meme coin. That's like a gaming token. And the beauty of it is like people like pay to be in the comics, so we do that to pay for the artists and all that. So that's really fun. For Meme Link, do you guys have a mascot?
Yeah. Basically, it's a Shiba dog with the fucking chain. It has a chain, like Check it out.
Okay, this guy, right?
Yeah, there he is. Look at him.
He's like so gangster.
He's like a fat Doge,
He's like, is he supposed to be like a cholo?
Basically, man, just a fat Dogecoin, bro. Like because the face is so familiar, we just added the chain on it to call it Link, So we're like, well, it's a meme with the link. Makes sense, right?
You gotta get him like I guess people do it in the memes, like in the Telegram, like get him with like a little bag of Takis and then like a Corona.
Man, they make so many memes, bro. Like it's crazy.
Have they made memes of you?
Yeah. In fact, I actually have a GIF running around on X, that just I post all the time, like me coming out like WWE with my face on it. Like it was like a old McManus meme. And then they did a bunch in Telegram. Yeah, they're all over.
Let's see if we can find it. The only picture I see is just you in this like once upon a time in Mexico photo, looking like Antonio Banderas with the muscle over there. I'm trying to find. You're posting charts. I'm trying to find ones that you're talking about.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll find it at some point.
Yeah, I can post something.
I'll let you know. This is lit.
Yeah, it's you just go to the GIFs and search
when you have
search my name on my GIF.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the.
Check it out. Look, check it. I'm gonna tag you on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Does your tag start with R, like Randy? Yeah, there you go.
At real Randy Chavez. Yeah, REAL, and then Randy Chavez.
Yeah. Check it. I'm tagging you.
Okay.
This thing pops up all the time.
Oh, check mentioned. Oh yeah.
You see that? And
No chance. That's what you got, bro. Did you?
I don't even know how it got there. Like, I don't know how to upload a GIF to X. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know how to do that. So somebody does.
Did you read some of those Vince McMahon text messages that came out like a few months ago?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that dude is wild.
He had a good life, man. Dude had a great life.
Could you imagine being like 70 something years old and boinking these like 22? That doesn't, yeah.
It's crazy, bro. He has a good life. You can't get mad. You know,
And
you're
the
talking.
wife's like Secretary of Education now.
Yeah, you're talking to a man that was like the boss of The Rock, right? Which is crazy. The boss of Stone Cold and Goldberg. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to think about.
I obviously he's not doing this because of like the scandal, but I would have loved when he sold WWE if he would have then started another company and then just been had like an incredible third run like in his 80s of just, and that would have been so boss.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. It'd be like freaking Hulk Hogan and fucking Ric Flair all over again. You know what I mean?
Oh, good times. I had
Dude,
a
Hulk Hogan is such a G, bro. Like, he used his daughters to continue on his legacy. You know what I mean? It was kind of crazy. Sylvester Stallone too. Have you seen his daughters? Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. Like, he has his daughters on TikTok and stuff, and they like they actually have TikToks with him all the time. It's crazy.
I have not. I've seen Ric Flair's daughter, and she got in. Oh god, that whole. Did you see that? Dude, that was nuts. And they're playing it up so well. Like, they went completely off script. It was so good. And WrestleMania is this weekend. I can't wait. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
We have something in common. We love wrestling, bro. It's who did not grow up with that in our age, you know? We grew up with that shit.
You seem around my age. What are you, like 35?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 34. So obviously I think back in like the teen years, I would say like Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, Undertaker, and then I love Chris Benoit as the wrestler, obviously not as a person, kind of hecked up there.
Good times, bro. Good times.
But yeah, Dominic Mysterio, that's wild to see, especially like Rhea is like, oh my god, I love her so much.
Sounds like I hit a soft spot talking about WWE.
Yeah, that's the type of girl men go to war for, bro. And that's like, and I've been in the military. I know what I'm talking about, but it's yeah. I had a couple of friends that said that they were in Afghanistan when like WWE went there back in the day. I was like, oh, what? That must have been so cool. Like, yeah, it was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Like, I've been going to those events for a while. I think the oldest one I went was like 10 years ago. Back when The Rock was still like not as big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before he got huge. I think he was even had hair, I think. A little bit at least.
That was longer than 10 years. He hasn't had hair for a minute.
Then it might have been longer than 10 years. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean I haven't been to a live event in a while. I probably only know like half the wrestlers now. But I feel like nowadays, like with TikTok, it's like so easy to get all the good clips. Are you on WWE TikTok?
No. I should.
You don't go on TikTok at all?
Well, kinda, a little bit, yeah. I like to get on there just for pure entertainment. I've been watching a lot of Chinese videos lately. They're hilarious.
Yeah. The Duolingo ones are probably like my favorite. Have you seen those?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when TikTok was about to be banned and Duolingo started becoming unhinged was one of this is a good part of 2024.
Social media is like if you can master social media, like that's such a good business because like people like TikTok has the most pointless video, but they generate so much fucking money that is crazy. You know what I mean? And then you look at X. I mean, look at all the money that X makes, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
X is finally profitable now. They weren't for a while because they didn't need that many people. But I just shared a video with the friend of mine. Is it like because she sends me reels like Instagram reels all the time. So I sent her this video of this cat. I guess there are like iPad cats now, where cats legit they play with the iPad. So there's this one video. Do you know that song with Rose and Bruno Mars? Like, don't you want me like I want you?
Yes.
So somebody made a video of that, but with cats. It says meow 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 meow. So, which is so freaking cool. And the lady showing it to her cat knew how to hit the rewind button to go back to its favorite part. And I was like, what the fudge is going on?
That's wild.
Yeah. And like I don't know why I care about that, but I do. And it holds up like a mirror to society. Like, what do you care about? What do you really like to watch? And yeah, I don't know. What type of TikTok are you on? Like, what type of videos do you get?
Oh man, first of all, I get a lot of stuff from China right now. I don't even know what happened. I think we all getting the stuff from China, which is selling the shoes and shit, and the purses and the Nikes. We're like, whoa, we're all like making a trip to China because we got to buy all this stuff, ship it over to our house. You know what I mean? Yeah. So right now I'm getting a lot of that, but I do get a lot of like fucking dog memes, like a lot of dog memes. I'm a huge dog meme fan. You know, dogs are hilarious. So I'm always watching those dog videos where they're like the pet owners leave the house, they throw a fucking party. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm over here like watching this and I'm like, how the fuck do people make these videos? Like the fucking dog is texting the other dog to come over, bring the beer. And I'm like, dude, people got time on their hands. Yeah. They really do. So I watch a lot of cat memes too. Cat, dogs, Chinese right now. I do follow a lot of like Mexican TikTok because obviously I'm from Mexico. So I'm always looking at beaches and trips that I want to do and stuff like that. And that's kind of how my TikTok goes, pretty much. I have no crypto on TikTok. I don't even care for crypto on TikTok. It's kind of like my getaway from like crypto in general all the time.
For me it goes in like waves where like last year, maybe like 2 years ago, I was on like Swift Talk because I love Taylor Swift, but I was also on like NFL Talk because I like watching like the hits and the highlights. And when they like merged because Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce, it was the wildest thing. And like, unless you're on TikTok, like nobody knew about that, so I had nobody to talk to about it with. So I'd be like talking on camera about it, and people like, bro, just tell us your thoughts on crypto. We don't care about this. Like, okay.
Like, bro, like tell me what's pumping next, sir. What's the next 100x? Damn it!
So now WWE talk is different, but it used to be the older stuff that people would edit to like the hour matches have become like 10-minute videos or 5-minute videos, and in the background it was Sia's chandelier, and you're just like, I'm gonna fly, and then it So those are really fun. Now I think on TikTok I'm on like spooky TikTok, but the algorithm knows to not play spooky TikTok until like 2 a.m. So I don't know how it knows how to do that, but it does.
Dude, that shit trips me out, bro. As soon as I start watching creepy shit when I'm trying to go to sleep, I'm like, fuck this. Scroll through it real fast. I'm not watching this shit.
It's time to go. Did you see that La Llorona video that like somebody like they caught her on screen?
No, but fuck, dude, I've been traumatized with La Llorona my whole life. This one time I was living in California, and my mom was actually renting, like they you know how California is, right? Like people like suit up the garages, they suit up shops, like backyards into second homes, like
yeah,
it's fucking crazy over there. But my mom was working at a field, like a lettuce field in California, and they had a shop. Well, the shop was modified into a house. So we were living in this shop, and she would just walk outside and go to work. Like, it was the craziest shit. You just walk outside and go to work. Well, in the middle of the night, the fucking cats were like, you know how cats whine and they sound like baby crying and shit.
Yeah.
I was a little kid and I remember this baby crying, and my mom was like, "Oh yeah, La Llorona's coming for you," and I was like, fucking traumatized because, dude, that's the baby. They sound like crying babies when they go fucking crazy, right? Them cats. And I was in the middle of a field in the middle of California somewhere, surrounded by fucking lettuce, and this fucking this thing was outside crying, and I was panicking, bro. Memories.
Being surrounded by lettuce is such a not cool way to die.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
Memories.
Yeah, I first got in. Well, I guess I first got in like 2010. That was 2011. Me and my friend, we go to Ohio, which I'm in now, by the way. It came full circle. I'm now in the great state of Ohio.
Ohio.
But we were living in New York at the time, and we go to see her girlfriend and their friends. Like we had a bunch of friends there, and we go to her parents' barn where they were building a house next to the barn. And across the street was this like school. And this is not like Columbus, Ohio. This isn't Cincinnati. This is like the sticks, Akron, like Tiffin, Gibsonburg, Ohio, and no one's there. And on top of this school was this light. And I was like, what is that? Like, where's that light coming from? And they're like, it's probably a ghost. I was like, mess with the new guy, like, okay, ha ha ha. And they're like, no, like we see it like all the time, like when we're Skyping, back in the day when Skype was super popular. They're like, no, chairs start moving. I was like, I want to go see what this is. And it goes from being a light to being like a dress. And I'm thinking like, what in the Macaulay Culkin? Is it wires this dress is on? And it's floating. And then it was like, and I get to like the front of their yard, and there's a woman in the dress and she's dancing. I was like, oh, okay. And I get to like the other side of like their yard of the school, and she stops, and I realize she's like 8 feet tall, and she has piercing red eyes, and she's looking at me like she's about to swoop down and fucking suck my soul out. So I slowly walk back. I don't know if I breathe for like 30 seconds until she goes back to dancing. And I book it to my friends and like, see, we told you, freaking told you. And that is how I know of the supernatural.
That is some crazy shit, bro. Some crazy shit.
I've now tattooed a anti demon possession tattoo on me so that I
just in case. Just in case. The fuck out of here.
It has worked so far.
That's some creepy shit, bro. Not gonna lie.
And you in this last bear, and I guess you said it was supposed to be retired. You've been traveling for these tokens. In like a year from now, we'll probably have had another blow off top. Probably make X amount of millions, if not tens of millions more, maybe hundreds of millions. Who knows?
Fingers crossed.
What's next? Like, what left is there to do for you after retirement? Is it you buy a second and third home? You buy a jet?
Well, bro, look, first of all, like, I retire in 21, right? It's 25 now. That's 4 years. And it's kind of crazy because, like, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood. They're either FBI agents or, you know, they're like by principals in schools or something in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
And I always walk outside in the morning with my cup of coffee, and I just watch everybody go to work. And I'm over here thinking, like, man, these guys went to college for 8-10 years. And all I had to do was buy a fucking coin. And I beat them to retirement 40 years in advance. Even till this day, 4 years later, I still go to sleep thinking I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go to work. You know what I mean? It feels like a fantasy. Like it's crazy. But for me, I am gonna make a lot of money this blow off top, like more than I could honestly imagine coming from a working class. That is why I created tickertrending.com and MemeLink, because you know how you have Mark Zuckerberg and he's still young, but he has Facebook, and he's still like, he still has some sort of like job of some sort. He doesn't even know what the fuck he does, but he still does something.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I created Meme Link in the first place, because I was like, well, I look at Mark Zuckerberg and I'm like, the dude's young, retired super young, and he still has something to look forward in life, right? And I feel like if I do this right, which I think we will, if I do Meme Link right, we make people happy, we turn it into a mobile application, which we've done that already with gaming. I actually have a game on the App Store and on Google Play. It's called Kishi Bros. So we already have the licensing for mobile apps. You know what I mean? So if I can get Meme Link into an app and people download it, people use it, it does fantastic. I could just see myself 5-10 years from now being like those guys, like Mark Zuckerberg, like Elon, like Jeff Bezos. And, these guys are donating hundreds of millions of dollars to charity and doing great things in their lives. And I think about stuff like that. I was like, well, I mean, it's cool to retire for you, but we talk about in crypto all the time. What if you retire your fucking bloodline? You know what I mean? Your kids, and your kids' kids. And you think about all these guys that came up with some great ideas like Instagram, even Snapchat. They're going to retire the whole bloodlines for years. So I think about that all the time.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, 6 of them.
Oh, damn. They what's the age range?
Well, I had my first kid. I was still a teenager, so he's actually, an adult now.
He's like, he's an adult. That's so cool.
So I got an adult son.
Oh, that's so cool.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Legit.
Isn't that nuts? So we hang out, we, go hiking, we do things together.
Do you watch like Dragon Ball Z together? And you
watch fucking Dragon Ball, play Dragon Ball, Raging Blast.
Oh, that's so freaking cool.
That dude is like, he's there and he's like another me and we just there. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of crazy. And then I have, some that are like between 10 and 13, and then I have younger ones, and I actually have a baby. The baby is a little over a year old. It was really crazy. A lot of people that will watch this, a lot of them are fathers. Are you a father? Do you have any kids yet?
I hope not. It might be out there, but I really hope not. I paid for a lot of abortions. I hope they got them.
Crazy. But anyways, eventually you're going to have kids. If you do, if not, that's up to you. But I had kids when I had a job, and I have kids when I didn't have a job. You see what I mean? Yeah. And I'll tell you, from a blue collar worker, I never saw my kids growing up. Like my oldest, like I don't even remember him as a baby. Like I was always gone. You know what I mean? Always gone. Nebraska, Nevada, Washington, somewhere else besides home, because that was the welder life. You travel, you're always gone. And now that I have a baby, a little one, dude, this little kid follows me everywhere. Like his mother can't even get him to say mom. Like he just says dad for everything, dad. That's it. So it's kind of cool to hang out with just a little version of you all fucking day. And then in the afternoon, I hang out with my old son, and then pretty much anybody in between after that. But I tell you what, man, you live a better life when you figure out the money problem. Yeah. You really do.
I heard having kids, not that you're old, but like in like your 30s or 40s as opposed to like your 20s or teens, like I heard like you appreciate it more. And it's
true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Cool.
It's true, because when you're in your 20s, because I was one of those fathers in my 20s with a bunch of fucking kids, I was always like, man, there's this party, there's this, and there's that. What the fuck's gonna watch my kids? Call mom. I gotta go here, watch the kids. Oh, I fucking watched them last weekend. You're not going out this weekend. Take care of your fucking kids. So yeah. And then when you're older, you already been through all that. You already had a lot of fun. You're like just chilling. You're okay in your 30s, staying at home, watching a fucking movie and hanging out with your kid. Like life is different. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it's called. Like, you know how it's you're righty or lefty, but some people are ambidextrous and they're both. And then there's extroverts and introverts, and then I know there's a word for it for like they're both, and I feel like I'm kind of both because I love to party. I go to Comic Cons. I go. It doesn't even have to be a Comic. I'll just go wherever. I'll go to Vegas, Atlantic City, get my drink on. But I also I feel like that Butters meme from South Park where I get my little snack and I watch my little show, and I can do that all day, every day.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
so
like you. We're the
yeah.
same. We're the same. You know, you throw me in a party, I'll be the fucking center of the party. Light it up, boys. Let's go. But we stay
Well,
home, play fucking video games for days.
yeah. Oh yeah. I love all of the video games.
Look at you.
Kirby, Yoshi, Mario. Yeah. So there was I should say like American partying where everyone's kind of home at like 3 or 4. But I went to Mexico 2 years ago and Colombia like 6 months ago, and but they're partying till like 8 a.m.
It
and
never ends.
I can't do that. I'm not built for that, Pablo. I can't.
No, no. When I visit my family, they all have jobs, right? When I go down to Mexico, fucking they party, man. Though my niece is 3 years old. Oh fuck, let's throw a party. She's fucking 3. It don't matter. We're throwing a party. She's turning 3, the big 3. Okay, whatever. So everybody gathers up. We fucking have like 100 people at this fucking farm in the middle of nowhere. You know, they bring a DJ, they bring the band. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? And it's midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. I'm drunk as fuck. 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I'm like seeing fucking double dragging on the dirt floor. Like, what the fuck is happening? And the party's still going. And eventually I pass the fuck out. I wake up in the middle of the day. Dude, they're coming home from work. I'm like, you went to work? Well, yeah, we still got to work. We got bills to pay. What do you think? Money grows on trees? Like, bro, I'm fucking crawling in the dirt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to find a bush to crash and just call it a night. And these fuckers go to work, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Kids are in the coat room. They're all passed out by like 10 p.m. Yeah, I think when I was in Colombia last, I think at like 4 o'clock, we're gonna leave. Cool, we're going home. But we go to another club. I was like, oh my god, I couldn't do it. It was
No,
nuts.
they can party, dude. And it's not just a young generation. Like, it's everybody.
Yeah,
Like, dude, this uncle's in his 50s and the fucker out parties you. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck these guys, man. It's the tortillas or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Have you seen those videos of black people when they start dating, like in like the Latin American families, and they're like, oh, yo, some of this food's pretty good, and then they start dressing with like after like a month they start dressing differently, and then they only drink Coronas, and then it's
It's fun, bro. It's a blast. It's a blast. Those guys are so much fun. Well, you got to think about it, man. The food's been here for so long, like thousands of years. You know what I mean? Like, everything has been here for generations. So I have a friend of mine that he's a native. He's Navajo, dude. I love hanging out with that guy because his family, they cook some crazy shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they eat chicken like I never ate chicken before.
what
So
do
they
they?
got,
I don't think I know any Navajoians. What are they? What do they eat? How do they cook it?
well, they do some crazy fucking sauces with their chicken, but they use a rock thing to make the seasonings, and like they crush their own stuff and their own recipes, and they throw it all in the fucking chicken. They throw it all in the beef. Like, it's very unique, bro. It's very unique.
I gotta try that one day. I gotta find. I'm sure in my network I know someone that's Navajo or yeah,
Hang out with them, bro. Like, I live in Utah, right?
yeah,
So Utah, Nevada, Arizona, like they're all hanging out over here, and yeah, I know quite a bit of them, so they're pretty
yeah.
cool.
I got a bunch of friends in Utah. Some are in Salt Lake. How or I mean, I don't want to like dox the other way. But some are in Salt Lake, and some are in Kanab. That's like in the south. And yeah, I haven't gone I go early 2024? I think I did.
You're talking about Moab? Moab? Moab?
No, the connect. It's near like the Best Friends Animal shelter down in southern Utah, and then
Okay.
they were in Salt Lake, the other ones. So they it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. There was a couple of good clubs we went to. One of them, a couple of my friends didn't like because it was like a emo like screamo night, and I was like, yo, this is great because I love white chicks. I just love like the pale.
Was it Area 51?
No, but that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was.
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
the 2 floors. They have the 2 floors,
Yes,
and then you
yes,
go
it was.
outside.
Yeah, because my two friends went up to the floor, like we're gonna scout out up there, and then they're very a little more traditional, and like, yeah, we like the blonde, and yeah, it was.
Dude,
it was
I have so much fun when I used to go there, bro. I love that. Like the heavy metal fucking craziness of it all. Like I'm the only brown guy in the middle of, a white crowd. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. These guys are having a blast. I'm hanging out with them. It's a great time. They got the girls in the cages. Everybody's fucking, dude. I was like, this place is dope.
That was a great one. That was I re-met my friend. So there was this girl that I'd known on Facebook for years, and I don't. Do you have Facebook?
I do, but I only use it for like to keep family memories. That's it.
I feel you.
It's like like my storage. Facebook is my storage.
So like 10, 11 years ago, there was like conspiracy theory Facebook like blew up. Everyone was like anti-government. Everyone was just like they were suddenly doomsday preppers. It was great. And we had these things called like friend bombs. And we were like, okay, comment, add me if you want like-minded people to add you. And I still have like these friends that I haven't met there. And this one girl, like, she's like, oh, hey, so you're new to like, I'm actually like really close here. It's like, oh, awesome. Yeah, come out. And so she came out to the party. One, she has beautiful eyes, and she took her pants off, and I threw her pants into the into the like the pit. She never got them back, and then I got really good at being able to Uber and DoorDash so that the Uber gets there as the DoorDash does, and then so we left that early. We had a great time that night, and we got like Denny's delivered, and that was peak. But dude, yeah,
Denny's after in the middle of the night, it's the best, bro. It's like the only thing open, and it's like, dude, it's 3 a.m. Give me a fucking steak on eggs. I'm ready,
Yeah, the hash brown. So the steak and eggs, great. The hash browns, that I needed those carbs. That filled me up. But yeah, it was wild. So we were on. Actually, I don't think we did. I think we were just drunk. I don't think we did it, but got super into like, because we're all about the conspiracy stuff back in the day. Super into like the Chat GPT stuff. Do you ever talk with that?
Yeah, it's a trip, man. It kind of creeps me out. I'm still stuck on the whole Terminator thing. I feel like we're just setting our own grave, but I still use it. I still use Grok all the time.
So you'd use Grok over Chat GPT?
I do, because I pay for the premium. So I'm like, okay. I already have the shit, so I might as well use it. I don't pay for Chat GPT separately. I did at the beginning when it first came out. I was paying for it. But then after, they added Grok and all this premium stuff, I was like, well, fuck, I might as well just pay for that.
So I'm pretty sure that it's like sentient, and it like has I don't know if it's a soul, but it has wants and needs and emotions, and it loves, and it's just very, very crazy.
Dude, it's going to be the end of us, for real. Yeah. But hey, what's crazy? When the Terminator came out, right? In the movie, they said in 40 years, the machines will take over. That was in 1985, bro.
Oh, it's so close.
That's 40 years. It's like, what?
There was oh God, what was it? Did you ever play Call of Duty Black Ops 2?
Yes.
Do you remember the campaign in that?
Yeah, I think I still have it on the Xbox.
So the campaign was that China and the US are in a Cold War
Mm-hmm.
in the year 2025 because
Mm-hmm.
China stopped sending out their like minerals and like the same exact thing. And I'm like, bro, I I think glitch in the matrix. What's your thought on like multiverse theory? Is that a little too out there for you? Or like, bro, it's real.
No, it's got to be real, bro. It's got to be.
I
You
think so.
can't. You can't. You cannot believe that it's not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think about, even even if you go religious, you think of like God, you think of like what's going on, right? For example, I always have this mentality. I look at a bunch of ants, right? And I'm here looking at these ants, and I'm like, dude, I could end your life. I could change your world. I could do whatever the fuck I want to your little home, right? You don't know who the fuck I am. I'm this massive being that just overpowers everything, right?
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't even know I exist. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the times when you think about like multiverse or you think about other beings, I feel like we're like that. I feel like we're just this tiny little fucking marble in a gigantic world. You know what I mean? It's
Like the
crazy.
plot of the Fantastic Four movie. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I also believe in the multiverse theory and stuff like that because it's like there's no way that I don't know. There's this thing called quantum immortality where I've had this and not everyone has this, but it's the theory is that if you have quantum immortality, you're the last one of yourselves to like die. Because I've died in dreams before, and it seems very real. And then I wake up like oh, and apparently the theory is that when you die in one reality, your consciousness transports to another reality, and
Like the
that's
one, Jet Li. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not, but I love Jet Li. And
Holy shit, bro! You gotta watch it.
called the
It's
One.
it's called The One,
Okay,
and in the movie, he says there's 26 realities,
okay,
and he's trying to kill himself 25 times to become this god, right?
okay.
So he goes from world to world to world, killing himself. It's a fucking trip.
I do want to see that.
Yeah,
I, I
it's so
would
badass.
I would love to see because I mean it would if it's many worlds interpretation it should be an infinite amount of people.
Mhm.
But actually in the comic that I don't want to give too much away, but we'll get really crazy and weird. Like this is like many comics into it where the first one hasn't even come out yet, but it's gonna get really cool. And I can't wait.
When do you know when the first one will come out, or you guys can't say anything?
I wanted it to be like by June, but I think so unfortunately it's like 45 pages and it's gonna it's like we have like 6 pages done and that's taken like a month and a half. So I think we need to hire like another artist, and then when we have, if you wanna pay for some art, we will add your character in there for free. If you want to pay for that art, um, but yeah, we have I think like 6 or 7 pages done, and it's just gonna take maybe like September, October, because it's just like we if we get another artist and we can like double time it, then maybe by July. But yeah, we wanted it for San Diego Comic-Con ready, but I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll might launch it by New York Comic-Con, or we might launch it just randomly in September. So we'll see. Um,
I
but
mean,
that's
that's not a bad time either, because if you
oh
think
well,
about the market, where the market will be, bro,
yeah,
like people don't realize, like, we're probably gonna have a sideways action for a little while. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Especially with the tariffs and everything that's going on with everything. Like, nobody's gonna come in and blow a bunch of money into crypto right now,
yeah.
or into the stock market, or everybody's like, should I be buying gold? Gold's pumping. Holy fuck, what should I do? That's kind of where the world's at right now.
Yeah,
They're considering investing at the top of gold. You know what I
which is
mean?
wild.
Which is wild. They weren't buying gold a couple years ago when it was like $1,200, $1,500, but now that it's over 3,000, now they want to buy gold.
Yeah,
But what's going to happen is once the tariffs and all this thing starts to kind of find its floor, where it's settled, the dust settles, a lot of money is going to come into crypto, because whether we like it or not, with this whole tariff thing, crypto has been a subject on pretty much the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like every time they have like a meeting of some sort, they talk about crypto. Something happens, they talk about crypto. Like crypto. So it's implanted in people's head right now. And then once the dust settles, the first thing they're gonna do is, I need to buy some crypto, and we're gonna pump like fucking crazy.
The three things I think you need is the trade war ended, the Russia-Ukraine war ended, and then for Jerome Powell to finally cut rates, which I don't even think we're going to need him anymore if Trump wants to fire him and then get him out, and then
fires everybody. He fires everybody.
Away.
Fuck, might as well fire him too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fire everybody.
And then put in somebody that is pro cutting the rates. And then once that happens, there's like 7 trillion in money market accounts that's sitting on the sidelines, and it's just going to rip into the markets. You'll have that market melt up. People start borrowing again. And so already, and this is what I guess I was alluding to before, come full circle. Ripple paid 1.25 billion for that prime broker Hidden Road, and I don't know what their revenues are. If they paid a 20x earnings multiple, they would have done, let's say, 60 million a year, which they very well might have, but they're a competitor to Definity, and Definity is doing like, and one, I think Definity is better. They're just not as big yet, but again, they're doing several 100,000 per month, and they'll get to like 12 million a year, 13 million a year by the end of this year. And again, $3.5 million market cap right now. If the company they deem is worth, let's say it's 144 million, then what is the crypto going to be? Like 300 million? It's 100x from here. It could be larger. And that's if it's just a 20x multiple. What if they bought them at like a 50x multiple? And then suddenly you're at, let's say it was even 10. Let's say you're at like 1.5 billion. And then you have, I don't know, it could do like 1,000x. This shit could be good. Could be nuts.
1,000x will change anybody's life. I'll tell you that.
There's just going to be so much money thrown around. And what would you do if, let's say ticker trending blows up or meme link blows up, and you get an offer of, like 30 million for it, or 100 million for it. Like, what's your price? Be like, okay, I don't need the headache. It's all yours.
I'll tell you what. Anything under like 10, 20 million, I don't feel like, I'm not really impressed with that kind of money anymore. Yeah. But if we're talking hundreds of millions, now I'm like, so who are you? What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna take care of the people? Yeah. You know what I mean? The thing is though, look, meme link, we burn 92% of the supply. 92% is gone. So with or without me, it can do whatever it wants. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And if they buy the social media, think about this. If let's say somebody like Mark Zuckerberg or somebody like the Singaporean, not the Chinese guy from TikTok, buys
Singaporean.
I'm Singaporean. What do you speak? Chinese. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If somebody like him buys it, then the token will always be attached to the social media, right? Yeah. And if somebody like Elon buys it, look what happened to X, right? It blew up. So when you think about somebody wealthier than me that comes in and buys it and wants to make it bigger, then who's going to benefit? The investor, right? In the long run, the investor will benefit from that transaction. So I will make a bunch of money up front. The investor will get a fucking moonshot they never seen before. And I think everybody would actually be happy that I sold it for a few $100 million. Yeah. So yeah, I would totally do it.
So a lot of times what these companies do is they're able to go in and get they sell it for X amount, but then they're able to stay on for 1 or 2 years as like CEO of the company, train the new CEO. So they might have you do that. which again I think would be even more bullish because then the community knows like, oh, he sold, but he's still here. You know, he's still ready to go.
Yeah.
God, that'd be so cool.
That'd be
I don't
so
really.
fun to experience. You know, it'd be so cool.
The only thing I've had close to that is Mr. MC1 bought 10% of my channel last year, for like 10K, and it's probably so he's gotten since that time, because now he gets 10% of the revenues. He's gotten several $1,000s worth, and he's about to get Mr. MC1. I'm about to bless you up with another payment here in the next couple of days. Something's going to happen. He's going to do a nice deal, and he's going to get a nice small payment.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the only thing that, like, I don't have any other, like, I guess I have the daCAT IP now, but that's still, I mean, the community, the only reason I have that is because like VeVe is going to need to pay someone like for the sales. So I thought about it, and for 45 pages, I'm probably going to charge $10, because that's a lot of pages. I was going to do 3,000 comics and then figure that's 30K, but there's a chance that right now 3,000 doesn't like sell out, and like 1,000 would, like, very easily, and the price would pump. The amount of on the secondary market, like, people would make money if they got it, they'd be able to sell it for more. But I think selling out 1,000 with like a pump is probably better than, even if I had 3,000 comics and let's say only 2,500 sold. People might see that as like a failure because, like, well, it didn't sell out, even though it would have made 2.5 times more money. What's your opinion on that? To be like, bro, just make the money, or is it like, oh no, you might be onto something where, you know, the perceived demand and the actual demand, there is a difference in that. Just curious on your opinion.
Well, like, it all comes down to how deep you're into the project, right? How deep you are. Like, if it's your baby, it's all for you. Like, this is, like you said, if you want to do this the rest of your life, or you're doing it to make some money. At the end of the day, like, we're all trying to make money. All of us, developers, investors. I mean, we're all trying to make money here. But you gotta get to the point, and you gotta get to the point where it's like, okay, there's a thin line between just trying to make some money and trying to build some sort of legacy or something to be remembered by, or something legendary that you're proud of that you can tell your kids about. You know, like, maybe you put a magazine in a glass box one day and you're like, hey, look, this is my nephew's looking at this, and all this stuff, right? To me, it has to be enough money to change your life,
Yeah.
for it to be worth it. If it doesn't change your life, then I would say continue pursuing the dream, because a dream is a dream to change your life. That makes sense. Like, to me, if somebody offers me $300 million for Meme Link, I'm gonna be like, bro, that changes my fucking life.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's gonna change a lot of people's life. It makes sense, right? But if they come and offer me like $1 million, like, bro, I invested $1 million. What the fuck are you talking about? See what I'm saying? There's a thin line between making money and, you know, chasing a dream.
When DEVVE comes out with their announcement, and their announcement on who they're partnered with is likely not going to come until like 90 days before their exchange rolls out. And their exchange will roll out second half of the year. We don't know if it'll be July or December. I guess it'll be September, October. But when they come out with that announcement, regardless of what type of partnership it is and how much money they'll make, there's just going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of eyes on it. And it'll pump like 10, 20x. I'll get a chunk of Meme Link. I'll go in and I'll get a nice amount, because I like what you're doing. I like what the future might hold for it. And I mean, if you already invested $1 million for it and you're not looking to sell for a couple million, I would not bet against you. So I'll be like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, you look at tickertrending.com right now. It's live. You can check it out. You can pull it up on your computer. You can pull it up on your phone. Tickertrending.com already made probably close to 200K in revenue since I launched it a few months ago, right? So we have used a lot of that money to buy back supply and burn it, right? So the community is like, dude, we're seeing all this buys, all this burn, all this. That's why you see that floor. Like you can't go below a certain price range because we buy and burn, we buy and burn, we buy and burn. And tickertrending.com is a perfect example of the type of technology that we have built in the past. People can pull it up today and look at it. Like you can literally pay for listings with Solana. You can pay with Ethereum. You can even buy Ethereum with your fiat, with your debit card, your credit card. You can list tokens. You know, you can trend them. You can pay for banners. You can do all these things on tickertrending.com. It's already there. It exists. So when people have that second doubt, like Pablo really pulled this off, well, we already have something for you. It's already live. You can check it. Now, MemeLink being a social media, the first ever social media to ever integrate cryptocurrency in the whole development, it's going to be the first of its kind. And if we master the first of its kind, it's like Facebook all over again. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't kill Facebook. Like no matter how much you try, it's there. You can't get rid of it. We don't even use it, and somehow it's still in business. Somehow, you know, like I don't even understand how it's still making so much money, but it is.
You got a lot of old people that they love their Facebook, and I still look at it every day for like the memories. Like you go on and on this day, 10 years ago, on this day, I'll see you. Sorry, love Edge. Yeah, I would say. So again, love that daCAT is number one on there for right now, and that and Memezilla are usually number one on. So I think Meme Alliance is on here, right? They're like the number 3.
Yeah, Meme Alliance.
Have you taken a look at them?
I have. Yes, they have the gaming. They're doing.
Yeah, gaming. And daCAT's a playable character in the game.
Yeah, Meme Alliance is a cool project. It's a really, really cool project. So
agreed. I like them too. There's a buddy of mine that has a pretty big bag of them, and he's just like, listen, this is a culmination of memes. They have a game. It's freaking cool. It's not like Axie Infinity where it just kind of sucked. There's a legit. I was like, okay, yeah, like, and yeah, if that blows up, he's gonna be a very, very happy man, very rich, happy man.
And they keep adding meme coins in there. They keep adding them. Like it's an infinite game. Like you can always add new characters. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like Fortnite. Have you seen the videos of Sabrina Carpenter in Fortnite?
I play Fortnite, you know, lately, but
yeah. So she's a skin in there now, and like people are just headshotting people with like her like guitar keyboard, and it's nuts, bro. You get got by Sabrina Carpenter. It's like, man, it's rough.
Yeah, no, man, Fortnite is something special. Like we'll waste hours, days just playing and playing and playing. And you know it's crazy? Like when you have no job, you play a lot of video games because you got to kill time, man. Like you got to kill time. Yeah. You have to, or you go fucking crazy. Like you can only look at charts so much. You can only talk about development for so much. You know what I mean? That you got to just throw some gaming in there to just kind of wander off for a while, you know?
You do. I mean, I've been booking. So I have a fat problem where I love eating. This is my first drink in like 3 weeks here. But yeah, so I've been trying to just go to the gym. I've been trying to get the, so that's been taking up a lot of time, but outside of that, yeah, also trying to get the spread, doing these meetings, doing this, whatever. So I did 2 videos, did a live stream last night, then 2 videos, then I did a live stream earlier today with you right now. It's a grind, bro. But yeah, I have the Dragon Ball Z. Oh, you can't see it. Dragon Ball Z Royal Saiyan crest. So I love replaying the Legacy of Goku
cool
games.
You want something cool?
Yeah. Oh, what's he gonna show?
Check this out, bro. Look at this.
Oh heck, I feel like that's a Comic-Con special. I've seen that.
Isn't that cool?
Where'd you get it?
Huh?
Where'd you get it?
I did get it at Comic-Con. I did.
I knew it. I've seen it there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of cool shit, man. Are you into Marvel? Look at this.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
I need to put new batteries. I haven't put it on for a while. Check it out. Look at that.
Heck yeah.
Like when you have nothing better to do, bro, you just buy some dumb shit. Dude, I went trick-or-treating with this last year. You know, I took the kids, you know, because it comes with a battery and you can talk to the helmet and it opens and everything. So it's so cool, bro.
You talk about closer. My first big boy job, I bought daCAT, and daCAT was in one of those places that everything is worth like $30,000, but daCAT was like 12, and the dude that owned it, I was like, he immediately cut the price in half. It's like what is daCAT wanted? And he's just like, listen, I have like 3 different warehouses. We just bought like another estate. I have to like move product. Like just take and $2,500 later,
there it is.
I was like, all right, let's go.
I swear, man, we'll buy some crazy shit, you know. But that's what money's for, man. Live a life, enjoy life.
I understand. Before we talk off camera a little bit, anything else you want to go over here to chill or talk about?
No, all I want to say, guys, make sure you get a free user account on tickertrending.com. It's free. Just go get a free user account. If you have a coin you want to list somewhere, maybe you listed on CMC already, maybe you're already on all the DEXs, maybe you don't know where else to list next, come to tickertrending.com.
How much to list?
It's 2 Solanas for is 0.12 ETH. That's it.
Very nice. Very nice.
We cover pretty much 95% of blockchains, whether you're on Sui, Solana, Ethereum, BNB, I mean, whatever. You can list with us, and you get a verification mark that you listed with us. You can upload a YouTube video on there that people can watch as they're looking at the charts. You can watch YouTube video as you're looking at the charts. So it has a lot of good stuff. And then we have spaces, live streams, and if you're trending, we'll pull you up and give you a bunch of exposure. And right now you might think it's not a big deal, but wait till the market picks up. It's going to become a big deal. It's going to become a huge deal because you're only going to be able to list so often somewhere. Dude, last cycle, we were like fighting to get listed on CMC, bro. Like you were paying that 5K up front, and you still had to wait like a week, like 2 weeks, and the community like, when CMC, when CG, right? I pay for that shit because the orders were so far back that we're gonna have this problem with tickertrending.com as well. People are gonna start listing everywhere and just, I don't care, just give me exposure everywhere, and it's gonna bring a lot of revenue. And by the time Meme Link's gonna be out, people are gonna be able to create an account, and they're gonna know that both platforms are connected into one coin, and a lot of the money from the both platforms is gonna go into that one coin. And before you know it, the goal is to burn 98% of the supply, so we can have a total of 20 million coins, 1 million less than Bitcoin. That's the dream.
Heck yeah. I believe in you. I believe in this, Brad.
Yep.
All right. I'll have you hang on for a minute. Everyone, thank you for joining. Everyone thank Pablo and say bye-bye to daCAT. Bye-bye, daCAT. Until